let's open it up. First song, opening monologue. Tell us about it. How did it begin?
Opening monologue is just like, I'm looking at it like a late night TV show, and it's like that's the opening monologue of the reintroduction of who I am. Like, you know, when you get that first episode of the first new person who's gonna be on the late night, you know what I'm saying, late night thing, and I just like the late night theme because I'm just a late night person. I like being up late. I like when it's dark. I'm more creative, and that's what I was looking at it like. And it's the opening monologue to just let you know kind of where my head's at, and you can kind of hear it from the first line. I rise like the Undertaker from my slumber in the days, you know. For days, the brother been Drew Breezy making plays.
I was like the Undertaker from my slumber in the days. For days, a nigga been Drew Breezy making plays. Today I'm in the lab, got a baggie full of troubles. Team Rocket Doobies, roll one swisher, made it double. Laser focus like the Hubble, my shoulders been holding weight.
Number 2, we have Simple.
Simple. Just keeping it simple. Beat by my man Soundwave, and I was just keeping it simple. Honestly, I was trying to think of a name. We had been working on that for a while. I was just trying to think of a name for it, and I was just like, man, just keep it simple.
Snap back like 2013, this is the vision. Professor Duby here to teach a lesson. Pay attention, cut the tension with a Ginsu knife or a katana. Ain't got a rock designer just to mingle with Rihanna, your honor. I'm here to save the game. Let's lock these vultures up, catching dead bodies like I'm Cooper Cup.
All right, so tell us about Bruise, number 3 on the album.
Bruise, man, that's the highlight. It's just from the hook. The hook was the first thing I came up with. Vibe, smoke, cruise, sip some brews. It's cool, whatever you want to do. And it's just like a chill, like perfect way to describe who I am, pretty much, and the kind of vibe I like to bring with the music. That Bruise is just the quintessential Doobie music.
And in that song, you have a line, it's King Doobie from the Colony. What's the Colony?
The Colony, that's me and all my homies, man. It's just the creative bubble that I'm in, pretty much. And the Colony is just all the people that I work with. It's Sammy Mack, it's Soundwave, it's Austin Wilson, it's Miles Wilson, my man Slump. And yeah, it's just the different friends, Zaire, and all these different people who just help me create and give me constructive criticism, and, you know, the friends, my real friends. Best way to put it, the Colony is my real friends.
Psychedelics in my system, swing dancing with the spirits.
Of my past life.
Did we write this?
Put that all together.
Did we write this on psychedelics?
No, but I've been there, and, you know, we're all I don't know, I just look at it, that's a line about like reincarnation, just kind of like swing dancing with the spirits of my past life. And it's just like all the different, you know, parents and all, you kind of like live, there's a lot of similarities in the lives of parents and grandparents and great grands, and that's why you kind of want to know your lineage. So that line is just about like trying to get in touch with who I am.
And that beat was a Blockhead Johnny beat, right?
Yes, it was.
What was it like being in the studio with Blockhead for Bruise? Was that one of his 18-hour sessions, or how did it all come together?
Actually, he just what we do something different because we don't really like do it together. So it was really just one of those sessions, one of those things where I go to him, he plays me beats, I sit, listen, I kind of think on which ones, I write a list of 10 beats from him that I liked from that time, and then I kind of just grab them individually from him, you know what I mean? And Bruce was just one of those that I bought like a package of like 6 or 7 from him at a time, and Bruce was just one of those, and it's really most of it, all of it I did by myself, like, and with the help of a couple people, but there wasn't one of those long sessions from Johnny. Like, right. We actually haven't even had a long session together yet, and that's what we were kind of talking about. I've seen a
few of them on the Snapchats, and I was like, man, I don't know how you guys stay up that long and be able to keep focused for that long. It's just amazing.
It's a skill. It's a skill. But when you're making when you have that's why the producer is so important, because when you have someone who has so much, you can fill 10 hours of just like, we might be working on one song for 2 hours, and it's like, okay, we kind of lose the angle on this, okay, let's move to something else. But he's got so much stuff that we can just keep moving for 18 hours as long as there's enough, you know, ganja in different things, you know what I'm saying?
Inspiration.
Things to keep you, you know, as long as there's enough stuff to keep you engaged. You gotta stay engaged. And when you got good rappers in the room and you're hearing lines that make you want to work harder. So it's easy. It's easy with the energies right. It's easy to pull in 18 hours.
Gotcha.
Bob, smoke, cruise, sips and brews. And you can catch a nigga coasting right above the clouds, it seems. I got the intellect to come correct and murder the scene. Slay all the vultures, they using my religion for bread. It's King Duby from the colony, so off with their heads.
The next one we got on the track listing is Realize. What can you tell me about it?
Realize is just about what I'm seeing in the world. That's just like one of those songs where you just step back and just look, and you don't really try to say too much. You just kind of say it to yourself. It's just one of those songs where I'm kind of like talking to myself and just asking myself some questions and different things I'm seeing about the world and wondering why they are the way they are.
And we got that's another Blockhead Johnny. Did you did that beat come in the same
package?
Same package?
Yeah.
What is it about the Blockhead Johnny beats that draws you to him so much?
He just has something for everybody. He has something for everybody, and I don't know. He just knows how to. When he makes his chill stuff, it's just perfect for me. It's just, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Kind of like he's in your brain almost?
Yeah, kind of. Like he just, like I said, when you go and you listen to about 20 of them, you know, and there's a nice chunk of them that you kind of like, you kind of feel. You might not necessarily want to rap on them, but you feel them a little bit. But then he always just has something. There's not one time I ever go see Johnny and I don't leave with something. You know, and he just has. Like I said, he's kind of the best kept secret.
He's kind of like the corner store. You go there.
Always got my snacks that I need. Johnny always got the snacks.
Johnny's got the snacks.
You got the rap snacks.
Johnny, you use that.
Yeah, you can have that. I ain't gonna charge you.
How often do you pray to Jesus?
Pray to Jesus one time.
Just one time?
Just that one time.
Just that one time before his hair went blonde?
I prayed to Jesus one time. Yeah, just that one time. No, it was just like I don't know, man. He just, I don't know. We used to look to him for inspiration, kind of, and I feel like that was kind of where that came from, and I haven't been getting that same inspiration recently, but, you know, it is what it is.
And how did you come up with the name of that song?
Realize.
I think there's a little bit of wordplay within that, within the lyrics and everything, but kind of did it start as like a concept, or how did it all come to be what it is?
It did start as a concept because the concept was just like what I see through this eye, and then what I see through this eye, but then what I see through this eye as well. You know, it was just a kind of way to like, because it was like through my first eye I see all the bad and all the evil and all these different, you know, these different things in the world. And then through the right eye I see the good and what we're supposed to be doing, and then the third eye is just for like the understanding of myself. You know what I mean? And Realize was just a way to like see both of those, but then try to find the bridge, you know, try to be the bridge of both of those. Like, I understand the world's like this, but maybe we should help it be like this. And it's gonna take that third eye to do it.
I like that. It's a good explanation. I wouldn't have fully got that from the lyrics. Like, I would have had to listen to it quite a few more times to figure like that deep through it. I like it.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. It was just it was one of those that started. I just started in the garage, and it started on a whole different beat too, and I didn't write it to that. But then I had the first half of it, and then it kind of fit to it perfectly. When I finally heard it from Johnny, I was like, oh, this is like what I was looking for.
Right.
That's what I was looking for. So, Yeah, that's where it came from, and it just started because I said through my first eye. See, and that was like just a line that came to me, and then I was like, oh, maybe I should play on the both eyes, like different eyes see different things. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because it's just like I'm a weirdo. So one of those things is like I always like if I'm laying down and like I got the cover like kind of in front of my face, I'll close this eye and see what it's looking like. The perspectives are completely different with different eyes. So that's just always that's kind of where it kind of came from.
Nice.
You can see a whole different thing.
Flyers, elevators, and spaceships on the rise through the atmosphere and straight into my third eye. Tear dropping from my first eye. Watching the world crumble and fall. People dying, mothers crying. Was God to save us all? Pick up the success. Made a call to the Pope. Had to ask him why the church charge money to preach hope.
Next up, it's the acronym song. DTS, Dreamers, Thinkers, Sinners.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about it?
That was... what can I say about Dreamers, Thinkers, Sinners? The first verse was about the dreamers. The second verse was about the thinkers, and it was just that one was kind of simple too. It was just like the first verse was kind of just more about like the things I fantasize about. You know what I mean? And then the second verse was just more like internal thinking, I think. And then there was a third verse, but I haven't released that.
Oh, it's version still yet. In the archives. Yeah, pulling a blockhead.
Yeah. So that one's coming soon because I want to do that with something visual.
Okay. You haven't done much with visuals yet, have you?
No, I haven't. But
so on the horizons, though.
That's why I'm going to California next month.
Nice.
Bruce and Real Eyes are gonna get videos, and I'm gonna work with my man Michael McBride, and we're gonna get some work done.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Any lines in DTS that anybody should have, like any gems in there? I mean, I know we talk about diamonds in it, but are there any any word plays that somebody might not get?
I'd have to think about it a little bit. Let me think about how it started. Give me the first line. I remember.
25 young
enough to be wise. I like that whole first part, like the first 4 to 6 lines, I think. But I say 25, young enough to be wise. Someone told me life's a bitch, but I'm caressing her thighs ever so gently.
Right.
I feel the temp rising to the peak. You know, she ain't nice to too many, but she been friendly to me. Like I've had a good life, and it's all about how you look at it. You know what I mean? And I feel like I've had a blessed life. You know what I mean? It could be a lot worse.
Absolutely.
And some people do have it worse than I've had it. So that was just, that's like my favorite part of it. And she been keeping it G, pointing me in the right direction when times get. Just that whole first verse, honestly, that whole first verse was just like a real like an introspective look into like just my life recently.
25, young enough to be wise. Someone told me life's a bitch, but I'm caressing her thighs ever so gently. I feel the temp rising to the peak. She ain't nice to too many, but she been friendly with me, and she been keeping it G, pointing me in the right direction when times get tough.
10:45. Was it you just needed a title and you looked at the clock, or what can you tell us about 10:45?
I woke up for 5 days in a row at 10:45. Like, I didn't wake up necessarily at 10:45, but when I grabbed my phone and looked, it was 10:45. 5 days in a row. So I was already needing to write something. You know, I was already needing to write, and I was just like, I hadn't come with anything good. And that 5th day I saw it was 10:45, and I was waking up at 10:45, and then the sun was coming through, sun beaming through the window, and then that just starts a whole thing, it's like an avalanche.
Just kind of painting your picture?
Sometimes it just takes that one line, that opening line is really all it takes sometimes, and then you can just run it off. But sometimes that opening line is really hard to get. It's like that first impression.
Right.
You gotta draw people in with those first lines.
A lot of writers have that problem of just getting started where, like, you just did a throwaway line just to, all right, I know that one's not it, you know, like just to get like you're saying, get that ball rolling.
Yeah, but this can't be a throwaway though. Like, it has to, like, grab, you have to.
But I didn't mean throwaway.
Yeah, I know
keep
what you
that,
mean.
But like,
I know what you mean.
You have to start somewhere. Like, even if you don't know what that one is, start.
You gotta
somewhere
get something on,
so that you could edit.
So then you can go because you can build You
sure.
need something to build on, but you got to have a good first building block. That first building block has to be strong, or you know,
Right.
you fall apart. If the core ain't strong, then it'll fall.
At 10:47, you got to skate. Do you skateboard or anything?
Nope.
Just using it as
Just
a
like
phrase.
as I gotta go,
Right.
because I rap for the song is about 2 minutes.
Right.
It's the song's long enough that it would be like 10:47 in like 48 seconds or something
Right.
like that. I think.
Clever.
Yeah. So it was just I was just rapping in real time, pretty much. I started at 10:45 and I kind of just took myself through the next 2 minutes of just thinking, and then I guess 10:47 gotta skate.
I feel like that's a video you don't need to go to California for. That you could do something really dope just in the house with a couple guys
Yeah.
with cameras.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't even thought about that.
Have you seen Cody McConaughey? Tired all the time. I'll show it to you when we get off of this. Plug this, Cody, free plug. But he's got this song called "Tired," and it's like tired all the time, blah 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 blah. And like it's the same kind of thing of like he wakes up, hits the clock, and goes throughout his day. You know, kind of just whatever, and then like ends as him going back to bed. Like that same type of thing of
Right.
You wake up and you
Just
know
like a live action.
a live action kind of like a all in one frame,
yep,
kind of just
like a one shot, like
start in the bedroom and kind of wait, you know, start
Yeah.
brushing your teeth or whatever, you know.
like how 1917 the movie was shot,
Right.
Like that
video
real
idea.
time,
Absolutely.
that real time,
Use,
boom.
use it.
Yeah.
Waking up at 10:45, sun beaming through the window, gotta cover my eyes, cause last night I was fried as hell, going through the motions. From sun up to sun up, had me sipping different potions, but today your brother coasting, ganja inside the acid. Flow mean as Joe Green, fine as Angela Bassett, my tactic, living life to the fullest, though like it's golden. Play your cards right, too many people out here folding under the pressure, need a friend dress.
Our next one is what, ADs? Is that, am I pronouncing that
80s, yep, 80s session.
Oh, I was supposed to ask you about that one, but was there anything specific? Blockhead said make sure that we talk about this one. So what is so?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, 80s session.
It now
is-
clicks because when he told me about it, he wrote it as ADs.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
it didn't click. So what do we got to know about this
ADs
one?
is, like I said, that's me, Hassan, Hassan Wave, Sammy Mack, and Austin Wilson. That's the click, man. That's that we, like I said, we used to go and perform and do shows together and rap together. That's who it got me into the actually like wanting to be in music, in the music realm. And but yeah, we've got stickers and you can see they're all over. It's all over. If you look on the cover, there's like a little 80s, like a little 80 logo on top of that music.
Gotcha.
There's a little 80, that's our logo. So
Nice.
That's just like the brand. That's like one of the brands. It's like the 80s that it stands for 80s meets modern.
Okay.
And that was just our way to like bridge the old school with the new school. You know what I mean? And just bring them together. 80s meets modern, and that you'll see that 80s sticker. Maybe you've seen it. You've probably seen it.
Probably.
The 80s sticker. It's on like Justin's computer and different stuff. I can show you what it looks like. I got it on my computer. But yeah, that's the 80s session. But that one has Sammy Mack on it, and Hassan and Hassan Wave made the beat. So it was just a 80s session, and Austin made the cover.
Nice.
So it was just a whole 80s session, and that was like the culmination. And Sam didn't send me that verse until like late.
That's why I think you got to mention about last
He's
minute.
last
or
minute
something,
Mac.
Right.
Because he sent it to me later than he was supposed to, and I was gonna just go 3 verses with me. So there's a version with just all 3 of my verses on there, but he sent it to me in time. So yeah, that's the 80 session, and that was just one of my favorites. Hassan Wave made the beat, and it was just that's one of my favorites on there because we haven't done a song together in a while. So
Right.
yeah.
And you closed it with a closing monologue. Was that kind of just to kind of keep the same talk show kind of vibe there?
Yeah,
Kind of just your send them off and go to bed.
Yep. Pretty much just I'll see you later type of thing. I'm not going anywhere type of thing. And I do a thing called Bars Matter. I did it a few years ago on Instagram, and it got a lot of traction going and stuff. But
What was that about?
it was just basically no instrumentals, just free verse,
Just kind of
black and white
type thing.
Black and white. If you type in the hashtag, you'll see it. You'll see where it was. But it was like a black and white thing. I wanted it stripped of the colors so that all you really heard was the lyrics.
Gotcha.
And that's kind of what the monologues were, along with like that thought process of the late night TV host thing, and that's where the closing monologue came from, and it was just like my closing thoughts,
right?
A little bit.
Awesome, and that that concludes Duby Music.